would be the biggest benefactor of this Jets offense?
Garrett Wilson. Aaron Rodgers a couple years ago told me that in Davante Adams last year in Green Bay, that Davante Adams was the primary read on over 80% of plays because he earned it. He has no problem feeding the beast, so to speak, if there's an elite receiver out there. On the other side of that, Garrett Wilson has put up incredible numbers with quarterbacks whose next stop is podcasting in most cases. There was one guy on the Jets last year who had a good on-target throw rate of over 75%. It was Thomas Morstead, who's a punter. Okay, that's all you need to know about the people who were throwing balls to Garrett Wilson last year. And so it could be just a two-man game as long as Rodgers can stay upright. I think Garrett Wilson can break the Jets record for receiving yards and receptions this year. Ooh.
Kevin mentioned a two-man game. I think you could even expand it to a three-man game by adding Breece Hall to the mix. I'm really excited about Breece Hall because he really was efficient last year as a receiver. Look at a stat called yards per route run, which is basically how efficient you were every time you went to go catch the football. Breece Hall was more efficient than any other running back in football, better than Alvin Kamara, better than Christian McCaffrey. And he was doing that with, as Kevin said, a bunch of future podcasters and punters throwing him the football. So add Aaron Rodgers to the mix, add a more efficient offensive line, you're looking at a really promising situation here. I believe if anybody in football can have a Christian McCaffrey-esque season besides Christian McCaffrey, it's Breece Hall of the Jets.
I like both of these answers, and I also, by the way, think both of these young players deserve a ton of credit for not complaining publicly despite their circumstances. I'm very happy that they hopefully will be better ones this year. But for me, Breece Hall is poised for a massive breakout season. I think Wilson will have a great one too. But Hall, last year, the basic metrics were not great, largely because, and Adam talked about this in his piece, he was running behind one of the worst run blocking lines in football into situations where nobody really respected or feared the pass. But if you dig into the more advanced metrics, you can see how good he was. Next Gen Stats has this statistic called rushing yards over expected, which accounts for blocking or bad blocking. And by that metric, he was 5th league-wide in rushing yards over expected per carry. When he ran into 8-man boxes, he was also 5th league-wide in yards per carry. Hopefully, both of those, the issues that plagued the Jets last year, with regards to blocking and bad passing attack, will be better this season. And because of that, Breece Hall should be poised to thrive.
Yeah, Mina, I think you make a great point, too. Like, we never heard any complaints out of these guys. They just kept going out there and trusting in what hopefully their future could be. To Aaron